riot or rally, Donald Trump comes to the Peabody Opera House in downtown St. Louis. More information after this. Today in St. Louis, Brian Jackson is attempting to break the Guinness World Record for most speeches given in 24 hours. This means that he has to give 22 speeches or more. Age is only a number for the women at Dancing Through Life Studio in Baldwin. I'm Samantha Glenn at Pattonville High School, where bold teenagers have just taken the stage. Their goal was to break down stereotypes. Here at the first Robotic Championships, teams from all over the world have brought their robots to compete. The theme this year is called Stronghold. At the Casa Loma Ballroom, people young and old have shown up for a night of pure fun. Miss Jubilee and the Humdingers are here, and people are swinging the night away. With over 250,000 spectators, the St. Patty's Day Parade is the largest event in downtown St. Louis.
How do you take pride to become the person that you used to be?
In St. Louis, Brian Jackson is attempting to break the Guinness World Record for most speeches given in 24 hours. This means that he has to give 22 speeches or more. He and his witnesses began their journey in downtown St. Louis at 9 in the morning on Thursday. They were at the AT&T Center half an hour later for speech number 2. Attempting to earn the world record title was no easy task due to Guinness's rules. The speeches had to be unplanned, 10 minutes long, and each had to be on a different topic. There also had to be 10 new people at each speech and the attendance of 2 professional witnesses. I was able to catch up with Brian at speech number 4 outside of Busch Stadium.
To be in this great city on a great day and have the people behind me that have supported me, it's just an absolute blessing.
From there, he was off to many other destinations. Throughout the day, he spoke about topics such as leaving a legacy and having hope. His personal story is what tied the speeches together. Brian was injected with the HIV virus when he was 11 months old by his father. At 5, he was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS and not expected to live past the age of 6. Brian is now 25 years old. Later that day, he told me how he was feeling.
We're going on number 15. Been a long day, but we're still rolling. I'm kind of running low on energy, but I got some crowds to keep me going and keep me up.
At speeches 16 and 17, Brian continued to prove that you can inspire people at any location. The next morning, Brian got himself out of bed bright and early. By 8:45, he was giving his last speech at St. Charles Community College. By 9 o'clock on Friday morning, Brian could say he had completed 24 speeches in 24 hours.
The last 24 hours have been really tiring and challenging. We ran into a fair share of challenges, but it all worked out.
I think I was getting more stressed than him. Are we going to make it? Hey, time running out. Our part's finished, but now I guess it's the wait, because you send all the information back to the Guinness Book of World Records and you wait and you wait.
Win or fail, I'm already winning.
Lauren Cartmel is one gymnast with a story of overcoming her fears. Cartmel graduates next December, but she will leave behind a legacy of strength, positivity, and encouragement. The Lindenwood University gymnastics team won the 2016 USAG Collegiate National Championships with their ability to make routines appear effortless. Senior Lauren Cartmel's performance in her last career competition may have looked effortless, but her gymnastics journey has not been easy. She began the sport when she was a year and a half old. By the age of 6, she was competing. But as Lauren was gaining physical strength, she was creating mental blocks.
When I was 4 years old, I landed on my neck, and that generated a lot of fear. Not only was that fear there, but my coach at the time was also very verbally abusive, and I struggled with having to overcome that.
She's continued to fight fear through the years, but Cartmel has not let her internal struggles weigh her down.
I love being positive. I'm not a huge person to look at the negatives.
Her optimism has inspired many individuals.
She was a great example for us, really. She was always there for the freshmen. It's really inspiring to see her come in every day with a positive attitude, fresh start, and no matter what, she's always 100% dedicated to the sport.
This year, Cartmel was named an all-conference team member as well as an All-American for the second time in a row for balance beam. Her breakthrough moment came this year when competing at Mizzou. She credits the breakthrough to her faith.
I literally just prayed the entire routine. My mind was completely away from the fear that once was inside of me.
Head coach Jen Kessler has developed a strong admiration for Lauren's character.
It's been a huge turnaround from what she started her freshman year to where she is now, and she's one of the most selfless people I've ever met.
Age is only a number for the women at Dancing Through Life studio in Baldwin. Christine LeBlain DeHart started the adult-only women's dance studio in 2007 after 45 years of teaching children. She teaches her passion all while empowering women.
Well, I'm 68 and I can still tap with 30-year-olds, and so can a lot of my other ladies. And so I want people to know that you don't have to stop dancing and dancing well just because you are older.
LeBlain DeHart holds a gold medal in tap dancing in the Senior Olympics and was crowned Miss Missouri Senior America in 2008. 76-year-old student Jackie Crawford holds the title of Miss Senior Missouri 2010. She met Christine through the pageants and loves her teaching style.
She is an excellent teacher. I mean, there's hardly anything you couldn't learn from her. She's very patient. You know, I just feel really good being one of her students.
Adult-only studios are often hard to keep in business, but Christine's adjusted teaching style continues to bring in passionate students.
The first year I opened with 70 ladies, and I now have 130.
Choreographer Lindsay Halsey teaches advanced jazz and street tap to women primarily in their 30s and 40s, while LeBlain DeHart teaches traditional tap as well as modified ballet and jazz. The ages in the studio range from 18 to almost 80 years old. 79-year-old Sylvia Swaysland has been with Dancing Through Life for nearly 10 years. She is the oldest dancer in the studio and proud of it.
It makes me so happy. You know. On my 60th birthday, my husband gave me a present of tap shoes, and he'd sign me up for lessons. You know. He didn't know that that present was going to cost him so much, because that was like 19 years ago.
With LUTV News, I'm Samantha Glenn. Coming up on LUTV News, police report multiple robberies in the St. Peter's area. Details on the connected crimes up ahead. Plus, you may need to find a different route to work. Construction has officially begun on I-70 and it won't be finished soon. Plus, construction doesn't stop at I-70. The Boone Bridge is coming down and I-64 will be blocked off as a result. Those stories plus sports, weather, and more ahead on LUTV News. Welcome to this edition of LUTV News. I'm Samantha Glenn. Police are searching for the thieves who broke into 3 jewelry stores in St. Peter's. The jewelry stores were robbed Monday morning between 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. The owner of Harris Jewelers said he believes the thieves knew what they were doing because they stole the most expensive jewelry in the store. The burglars used bricks to smash a window and a jewelry case. All 3 stores have surveillance video. Police say the thieves wore gloves and hoods, making them difficult to identify. They do not have anyone in custody at this time. A former fluorescent postal worker will go to prison for diverting mail. 23-year-old Quentin Cook will spend 4 years in prison for the crime. He received the verdict on Wednesday after a 3-day trial. Prosecutors say that Cook and 3 other men changed the addresses on packages and sent them to themselves. The packages contained clothing, marijuana, electronics, and pottery. 2 of the men will spend 2 years in prison and the 3rd is waiting to be sentenced. Highway 370 in St. Charles County is back open. A truck driver was pulled to safety after an alarming scene on Wednesday. Police say a driver tried to change lanes and lost control. The driver struck another vehicle, which caused a tractor trailer to brake suddenly. The trailer overturned and the cab was left dangling off the highway overpass. 2 drivers were taken to the hospital, but no one was seriously injured. MoDOT started a year-long project on I-70 between 5th Street and Highway 94 this month. The project includes adding a diverging diamond interchange at the intersection of I-70 and 5th Street, interstate access to Fairground Road, and the addition of a 4th lane on both directions of I-70. Westbound I-70 lanes between 5th Street and Highway 94 have been shifted and narrowed. The 2 right exit lanes approaching Highway 94 will be closed through May, but the exit remains open. On Interstate 64, drivers have another project to be aware of. The second half of the Daniel Boone Bridge is coming down. The demolition will be on Monday. A construction crew will close all lanes off of eastbound and westbound I-64 at 9:45 a.m. All lanes will reopen once the debris is cleared. Those who are interested in watching the demolition can park at the Chesterfield Valley Athletic Complex. A St. Louis City park in the heart of downtown is getting a facelift over the next year, and it's not cheap. The $19 million Keener Plaza renovation will include a garden and a fountain, among other improvements. Funds to renovate Keener Plaza come from private and public donations, including City Arch River and Great River Greenway. Construction has begun, and the project is scheduled to be completed in the spring of 2017. A Seattle man is back on the ground after being in a tree 80 feet in the air. The climber dangled at the top of a tree starting at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. He had snacks and warm clothing in what looked like a makeshift nest. Police warned the climber of potential danger, but said he ignored them. Instead, he threw branches, pine cones, and fruit at the officers. Seattle police said the climber also had a knife. A crowd cheered as the unidentified man finally returned to the ground at around 11:45 a.m. Straight ahead on LUTV News. Intelligent students from around the globe gathered in St. Louis for the world's largest robotics competition. Find out more about the event and the competitors involved.